Good Wednesday morning. Happy hump day. Day 108 on the Appalachian Trail. We are back on the trail already. Yesterday had a really big day. I think it was right at 20, just under, well, actually it's about 24.1, 0.2 miles, something like that. I did do some road walking, obviously. But the problem is when I got to Boiling Springs, there's only two places for you to stay. There's a hostel you can stay at that somebody was saying the AC didn't work in the bunk area. I'm not gonna pay $25 to stay somewhere the AC doesn't work. And then it was 25 to 10 in their yard. I'm not doing that. Boiling Springs has a designated area set up for trail hikers. The problem is, it's right next to the freaking train tracks. I mean, right next to it. Like, to the point you could throw a rock and hit the trains. The trains that come by twice an hour. And the entire time they're coming by, they're blowing their horns. So I realized that as soon as I got there. Hiked it, and it was on the outskirts of town. So I hiked the town a little bit, or walked into town, went to a gas station. Decided that wasn't gonna work for me. So there's a 14 and a half, 15 mile stretch where they say there's no camping, no water. I was reading on the app, there's actually, some people made a comment about an area that you could fit some tents. I fit my tent. So it was a little bit further away, so I added some extra miles. That's the reason we had such a bigger day. Good news is, it got me a good part of the way through that stretch where they say there's no water. Pennsylvania's had a lot of rain. I mean, the whole trail's had a lot of rain lately. As everybody can see, there are concerns of flooding in certain areas. I know Jersey and New York are actually experiencing flooding right now. So trying to keep an eye on that, just to make sure we don't get caught up in anything. They're pretty good about putting warnings up for us or sending us warnings as far as any river crossings or anything. I know I have a couple coming up, but I haven't seen any warnings yet, so I think we're good. But yeah, so I bought some water, or I got water before I had left town. Just hiked in to Carlisle. It was literally right off the road, or right off the trail. There's a road right there, and there's a gas station. Went and got a little breakfast sandwich and filled up my water there. So we're good to go. My original plan was, you'll see. This is why you don't make plans out here on the AT. Because things change. You never know. Some days your mileage may not be the best, like the other day when it rained. Yesterday I made up for that. So the next town we're gonna come up to is Duncannon. Right after Duncannon is when apparently we start getting into the rocky area. So we are actually going to, I wasn't gonna plan on hitting Duncannon till, originally I was looking at Friday. And then I told my mom I would probably hit it tomorrow, being Thursday. Honestly, chances are I might hit it today. I'm only like 17 miles away. I got a couple little climbs and then a ridge walk and then a climb down into Duncannon. My parents were talking about meeting me because they're still in Pennsylvania, like an hour or so away from where I'm at. Sorry, all the spider webs I keep walking into. But they are actually heading out of Pennsylvania next week, going up to New York. So, you know, we all talked to my mom, want to see each other, but we weren't sure exactly where to go. You know, they have their dogs with them, so Duncannon doesn't really have, there's only a couple places to stay there, and there was no hotels really around besides the Doyle, but I'm not staying there. And then it's a little pricey, and then you have a shared bathroom if you get a cheaper room. There's a hostel, whatnot. I found out though through a buddy of mine, Frisbee. He's a little bit ahead. He just left Duncannon 2 days ago. He told me that there's a church hostel basically you can stay at, and it's donation based. So you actually walk right by it on the trail. So I think that's what I'm gonna do if I hit Duncannon today. I'm gonna push for it because I'm gonna meet my mom and dad in Port Clinton. That's about 88 miles away. So I'm gonna meet them on Sunday. It's also my dad's birthday, so that'll be great. Get to see him for his birthday. Get to see my parents again. Spend a day with them, you know, stay the night. They got a hotel room already, so we're in Hamburg, which is the next town right there. So that's awesome. So yeah, it'll be good to see them before they head out to New York. I don't know when I'm gonna see them again. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm on this thing day to day right now. I got a couple things. Like I told everybody, you know, I think I'm gonna do a separate video, or, you know, just talk about it throughout the videos. I've accomplished a lot of what I set out to do. I've realized I'm not gonna accomplish everything. I could get the answers to everything in life. That's obvious. So, but I've accomplished more than I set out that I thought I would get done. Not just physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the way around. So I'm out here now because I'm not ready to quite stop yet. However, I do have goals, and I know going forward what I want to do. I told everybody before, I've always been looking for home, but you know, Florida is home, and home's where you make it. So, I do want to look at, or start, I need to get back to work eventually, start working towards the goal of, I want to buy a house. You know, all this time I came out here, don't get me wrong, I love the mountains and I love this trip, but I'm not so sure that I want to move up here now. You know, and this was a great way for me to experience it. I still have a special place in my heart for it, but I just don't know. You know, I know I do want to buy a house. That's going to require me to go back to work though. I have a certain amount of money put away. I gave myself a budget that it's been a lot more expensive than I thought it would be coming out here. I mean, when you're just spending money and you're not making any, you know, your bank account starts to decrease pretty quick. So I have a set number, and as I get closer to that, I'm not going below that. So, you know, I'm trying to be more cost effective the best I can, be smart about it, but I also know that I'm not gonna sacrifice money that I have put away to put towards buying a house, just to necessarily stay out here. So anyway, neither here nor there. We're still continuing on. You know, the next biggest goal I had wanted is I wanted to hit the halfway mark. That's why I came back out here after my trip to Florida, and we've hit that. So now the only thing I can think of is, you know, my next big goal would be to get out of Pennsylvania, you know, finish it up. I remember I told my mom last night how many miles I had left. I don't remember exactly what it was mileage wise, but I know that if I don't take as long as I don't take a full day off and I can hike at least, I think it was 15 miles a day, I could be done with Pennsylvania, I think 11 days, 10 days, something like that. So I'm just gonna keep pushing forward, guys. And you know, hopefully the rocks in Rocksylvania coming up don't take me out. We'll see what happens. So anyway, I've been talking long enough. I'm just gonna keep on getting this hike in, try to get as close or into Duncannon. I'm hoping I can kind of make it. It'll put me a little ahead of schedule, so that way I can get into that town early to meet my parents. Also, it gives me a little extra time in case it does start to get really rocky and I have to slow down. So, all right, guys, we will see you in a bit. That's pretty cool. It's almost like a fruit stand, but they got eggs and milk and all kinds of stuff they're selling. I also saw a sign that there's like a park or something that way for those that do need water. Like I said, we got water, so we're good. But yeah, you got like a little fruit stand selling all kinds of stuff. That's pretty cool. Got cold drinks and everything. Sweet corn, potatoes. Pretty cool stuff, guys. Right now we're fixing to walk over to the interstate. So, see you later. So, just had to cross over that Interstate 81, I think it was. The trail, you see the markers right there. Goes right through here, walks next to these cornfields. Keeps going, there's a marker. Right there. And it just keeps going along those row of corn. However, it's all wet. So, me being the person I am, all we're doing on that cornfield is we're following the same road I'm walking on. So instead of getting my shoes and socks soaked, I'm just gonna walk on the road. I mean, I don't know. Again, these are parts of the trail that I'm just kind of make you scratch your head a little bit. Like, I don't really understand the point of it, but you know, if this road goes, because we're gonna cross this road again 2 more times up here, so might as well keep your feet dry as long as you can. Anyway, welcome to my early morning Fred talk about the trail. That's pretty cool. It says no rain today, but we'll see. I mean, it's saying if there is rain, it's not going to be till about 7 o'clock, which is okay, because as long as I keep pushing, I can hopefully maybe make it to Duncannon before then, and I'll stay at that church hostel. If not, then we either get wet or hopefully we'll get our tent up so they don't get wet. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. It's crazy. You go from the woods and mountains to cornfields. But I know we got some climbs coming up today, up ahead. So we'll see you in a bit. So the road, like I said, follows the trail. But there's a part where on the trail you cross over what's down there, what's supposed to be a little runoff creek. That's not looking small to me, and it's moving pretty quick. So I don't know if that's just all the excess water from the rains they've been getting or what. But it seems to me that creek or river or whatever it is a little swollen right now. But I don't know. There's a bridge, a bigger bridge we cross over it. So I guess we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, that bad boy is definitely moving. Looks a little swollen to me. But we're good. We got plenty of room on our bridge. Although I have to say, with everything going on with the flooding between Texas, you know, up and down the East Coast, areas getting flooded, it's definitely made me cautious and pay attention to any river or creek crossings that are big. Because like I said, that bad boy is moving pretty good. And it's supposedly just a creek, so who knows. All right, guys, onward we go. So, for those wondering, a lot of the times, this is how we get in water out here. Although this one doesn't seem to be working. So, there's another one over there. I've got water though, so I'm not worried about it. However, I am gonna use this little porta potty right here if it's unlocked. It appears someone's in it. Pretty cool old building. Oh, so the trail has us going underneath the bridge. And I guess walking alongside this fast-flowing supposed creek. Water doesn't look very tempting though. I'm not swimming in that. Not even putting my toe in it. We'll just keep on down the trail, guys. Now it just had me go underneath the bridge and walk over that way. When that building right there was where we came from, but there was nothing marking this trail. It was on this side. Stupid. And it's not on the app. See, that's the dumb that they do on this trail. So aggravating. Oh well. What can you do? Just shake your head and laugh, guys. Guess we're just getting some extra steps in today. So, all right. Onward towards Duncannon. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Duncannon, Pennsylvania. This is a quaint little town. This is, I guess, considered their main street. Not sure what we're gonna do. Probably need to do laundry. There's a hostel we can stay at, but there's also a church that does donation based, so I might stay there. There's a laundromat next to the hostel, so anyway, we're gonna figure it out. Who knows? Maybe I'll just do laundry and keep on going and get that bad hike out of the way. I doubt it though. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So anyway, this is what we're working with right now. Oh yeah, trail laundry right up here. So, all right, guys, let me figure out what I'm gonna do, and I'll get back with you. Good evening, guys. It's almost, or probably is past 5 o'clock. We are walking through Duncannon, through the outer parts. We're actually crossing the river. I don't know what it is. I was talking to some friends, and I even called my mom. Since I walked into this town I've just had this weird vibe. I cannot explain it. I cannot put my finger on it. Something just has not sat right with me since I walked into this town. I went in and did laundry at the laundromat real quick because nobody was in there, and I could change into clothes even though they didn't have a bathroom, but in the corner without worrying about anybody getting offended. And then, you know, people started coming in after, and everybody I tried to say hi or, you know, how you doing? They looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language. The weirdest thing. And I already had the vibe when I walked into town. And considering this is a town that you actually visit, this is the trail. This bridge coming across these rivers. We came out of those mountains over there, and we're going up that one. There's the marker. Like, if you walk through this town, and I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it. So the only places to stay is there's a hostel that the AC's broken, and then there's the Doyle Hotel, which seemed kind of pricey for what you were getting. Because if you got the cheaper room, you got a shared bathroom with other people. It was like an old building. I don't know. To me, it just wasn't for me. And then they have a church that allows you to stay in their basement for free. You basically just sleep on your mat on the floor. So when I got done with laundry, I went there so I could charge up my stuff, and they did have AC at least. But I gotta be honest, it was just, you know, some of the people that were in there, a couple of them were hikers. Some of them said they were through hikers. They weren't through hikers. There's no way they were through hikers. One of them had like a HP laptop backpack, and he was saying he was a through hiker. He had no other gear. I didn't even see he had tennis shoes. So it's just all around sketchy, you know? I don't feel comfortable leaving my stuff. I decided I was gonna pack up and I'm heading out of town. So bad part is there's a storm coming. It's supposed to be hitting in about 40 minutes. So I'm gonna go up here to this gas station. They have a Sheetz, which is like a Wawa, and they have a Flying J. And I'm gonna chill out while the storm passes, get up to that mountain, get to the shelter. You know, I'm listening to my instinct. I told my mom, through all the towns I've been through on this trip, none of them have made me feel this way except for this town. And I cannot explain why. But since I walked into this town, I have not had a good feeling. So to me, I'm listening to my gut instinct. I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. So in case I don't get to make a video later, if the weather's really bad or whatnot, I want to go ahead and make one now. And we'll see what happens going forward. Oh, and look, there just so happens to be a place called the Devil's Den. Ironic. So, all right, I'm gonna figure out. I think I have to go now over that bridge, gas station over that way. So we're gonna continue on and go chill there and figure out our next move. So, all right, guys, this looks like a ridiculously busy highway, so I'm gonna put you up, and we'll either check in later or check in tomorrow. Oh, look, we got a jump. 21, bring your own beer. That's freaking hilarious. You know, this is right across from the truck stop. That's awesome. I love it. Well, made it out of town, back up on the mountain. It's drizzling. I keep hearing thunder, but I'm hoping it holds off. I don't know. I'm hoping it's moving. Looks like it's moving more north, so hopefully it stays that way. Trying to find a camp spot or make it to the next shelter. It's a couple miles away. So, all right, guys, just figured I'd show you this little view. guys. Welcome to Table Rock. Pretty cool seeing all the fog down there, although that just means it's gonna be really foggy in the morning. So anyway, as you see, it's getting dark. I gotta find a tent spot. There's a shelter like 0.8 away, so hopefully I'll find something soon. See you later.